there, and welcome. It is Wednesday, and today we're doing my favorite thing. We are doing animation. Oh, just turn down the music a little bit. There we go. Welcome, welcome. I'll just wait a few moments for everybody to join in. And I'll send you guys the file that you need for today's lesson. It's gonna be so good. Hello guys, welcome back. Always good to see you joining. Hello Brennan. Hey there. Alright, it's gonna be a blast today. Just give it a few more seconds. I will now link you guys what you need to download. Do that right away. Open it. There we go. Hello everybody. Okay, so I've just posted a link in the YouTube. It is a ball with 2 legs actually, so make sure you download it and open up that Blender file, and then you will be ready to go in just a few moments. So everybody do that while the rest of the people will join. And as always, my name is Oliver. I am a student here at CADA, currently working on some Houdini stuff, which is another program. Yeah, but I will be showcasing you guys how to move around and animate in Blender today. Usually we work in Maya, Autodesk Maya here at CADA, but it is not a free software, so we will work in Blender, which is also pretty decent in general. Yeah, so as always, if you are new, give a little heads up in the chat, give a hand up or say hello. It's always nice to see new faces, and it's good to know how many are new, so I can kind of match you guys a little better. If you've been here before, you can do a crazy smiley or something. I'm gonna do this wacky thing, but let me know, because it's always nice to hear if the new people or just new to animation. That's also a thing, because it's a bit different from the rest, from modeling and sculpting and etc. All right, hello Mara. Anna, newbie here. Great, you are very welcome. It's gonna be great. And some regular faces. Okay, I hope you all have downloaded this. Catherine, hello. Because then I'll actually just dive straight to it. You should meet this when you open up Blender. That's where I've set it up. And there's a lot going on here, which is a bit confusing. Don't mind it too much. I will not go crazy with it. What I would suggest that you do, if you have the screen space, of course you can if you have me on. If you could have a window on your other monitor with this graphic there, it's a lot easier to view. But for today's sake, I'll just view it here. And I actually don't know how to tag it off. You can't open it. And you are in Blender? Oh, maybe I know why. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I think I know why. It's because I'm in Blender 4.5 right now. Let me just see. I will just download this again for you guys. 1 second. You can also download it here. Just Animation Fundamentals Rig. And just download this. And then we're gonna be using the ball legs. But I'll just... And there's a lot of other fun things here. I'll just send it to you guys, just so you don't have to worry about that. I'm sorry about that. It's It's gonna be set up a tiny bit different, but it should be fine. Send another. All right. Oh. Get a link. Okay, guys. For anyone who cannot open it, I will be sending you a new link. Oh, Ren says it's a blend 1, so just change the name, but blend. Try that. And then it should work. Thank you. You're like an expert. Maybe you should take the next bootcamp, Renan. You're always ahead of the curve. I'll send a new one. It's going to be looking a little bit different, but it should still work. Great. Okay, so delete the 1 in the file and it works. Awesome. Okay, guys, I think we are ready then. Without further ado, let us first, I'll just show you guys what you need to know. And then we will go from there. So, first of all, there's this tab over here. Right now it's on item and transform. You're gonna use it, but if you don't want to see it right now, you can just click N to hide it. It's super easy. Next, we need to know how to navigate. So hold middle mouse button to rotate. You can also drag around this. Shift middle mouse to pan. Click this guy. And scroll wheel or control middle mouse to do this. Or use this guy. Okay, that's basically it. What we're gonna do today though is we are gonna just click free and be on the side view for the most of the time. How to... Oh yeah, that's... I forgot to tell you guys, the new people, if you have any questions, anything you want to know, anything you get lost in, type in the chat. I'd rather help you and spend some time there than you get lost. How to enter the ball with the legs. You should just open the link I sent and in Blender, and it should be the ball with the legs. Hopefully. If I did it correctly. I sent a new link, guys, so just open that and it should be somewhat this. Can also open it just for everybody's sake. It shuts down automatically. That's very weird. This is what I find if I open up the new link. So I think that's a problem on your end. Because it's just a Blender file. Well, try going into this, search animation fundamental rigs and just download it and open the ball legs thing and it should work for you. Otherwise I am... Okay, great. New link to open. Okay, if you have this open, this is if you download new link, you want to get rid of this side here. It's super annoying. So I just hover until I see this little almost bullseye icon. I hold and I drag until I see this. And then they will be merged together. Great. Next, I want to hide the camera. So just click on it and I click H to hide. And we're back. Okay. So, as I said before, how to navigate, we want to click on free. That will give us this orthographic view, which is like a flat plane. And this is where we'll be working, because anything I do here, it'll just do on this side. Because if I'm here, I can easily go to the left and we'll screw up my keys. And I can't open the file. Try the new link I sent. It should work. The others seem to have some issues. Or download it yourself. Here, animation, fundamentals, rigs. Just Google that and download the entire file. You can have this gizmo, guys, if you want to. I don't. Great, Anna, good to hear it. I don't like this, so I click up here on the little gizmos tab here. Maybe actually I will just 1 second. I'll do so you guys can see my viewport a bit better. Viewport. Where do I do that? Interface. There we go. I'll just make bigger if you go. Okay, there we go. So this guy up here, open this viewport gizmos and turn off move, rotate and scale. And now there is no gizmos. If you have the side panel, you just hover between those two until you see this little icon here, and then you can drag over to smash them together. So let's say I was in animation here, compositing, and I don't want to see these two. I just do this, and they should be moved over. Super nice to give some space. Okay, so now if I pull, let's say this guy with G to grab, and left click to accept, and right click to say no thank you. And you can move around things here. All right. If you want to rotate, you click, let's say click this one, and you click R, and you can see it rotates. If you are in another view and you want to lock your grab or you rotate to anything, you click R, and then let's say you want to do it along the Y-axis, and it only does there, or the Z, or the X. So you can do that in all the different views. To get the views inside, you click on 3 on your numpad. 1 for front view, 3 for side view. Hope that helps, Maya. Again, if it doesn't look exactly like this, just download the new file, guys, and it should be good to go. Yeah, so 3 for this side view. This is where we want to be most of the time. So I can just move here, and you can see it only moved it along the Y-axis. It's super nifty. So G to grab, R to rotate. Those are just the only things we're gonna need. It's super simple. So let me just walk you through what we do here, because this is a very, very simple rig. It's just a base and its legs, but there is still a lot of controllers, and you do not need all of these for today. So the most important ones, well, in general, when you get a new rig, you want to play around with it and see what it can do. So, oh, this squishes here, this squishes here, and you can use that if you want to, but we're only gonna focus on the feet here. This one, the ball or the angle, so to speak, the hips, and this green one here, the whole body, because we want to move that up and down. All right, you can see it's jumping. Wee. Okay, so that is what we need to do. So, in order to move around, but what is a walk cycle? That is what we're going to be doing. I will show you guys right away. If you look here, let's take this one here. You can see the person is just walking endlessly over and over, and it's actually in the same spot. When you then add something later to make it will move like this. But this is just actually a standstill cycle on repeat. Just like the one I uploaded. And that's what we're going to be doing today, because if you then put your animation into a game and you can tell your character to move with X amount of speed, it will display the animation, which is super nifty. And you can also use it for other things like animation clips and stuff, but that's the idea. So next up, we wanna figure out, how does a walk cycle look? So if I were you guys, I would find your own reference, whatever makes sense to you. You can film yourself walking if you think that's cool, but search walk cycle, and then you just, look, and you can see here, if you just only look at the 5 first poses, we have something called the contact pose, we have the down pose, the pass pose, the up pose, and the contact again. So the first and the 5th one are basically the same, it's just with the opposite legs. And then the 1st and the 9th one are exactly the same. It starts over. So in reality, you only need to do 4 poses, and then you just reverse it on the other leg, on the other arm, if you have arms, and then you just make it repeat. And then you match the timing of your animation, and it should work. The rig for the legs doesn't work. Did you download the new link, Diamond, or did you try downloading yourself from this website? Try that, and then it should be working. If for some reason some of you can't get it to work, it might be because you're not in post mode. So make sure you have clicked on whatever controller here, and you go to post mode, and it should work. All right, I'll click free, and I will pick up my reference. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get this contact pose. So I want the middle part here to be slightly forward. So what you guys want to do, you want to click on the green thing here. Oh, and you want to click G to move. And you could hold the Y if you want, but you can actually just do it yourself because we are in the orthographic view. And from here we want to add a keyframe. But let me just make sure it's all set up right. First, let us go to the first frame. So down here, you have this little, this is your timeline, it's called. And we want to click on this and go to frame 1. And we are on frame 1 here. And let's just short this down to, let's say 40 for now. So the start is frame 1, end is for frame 40. So if I play it, it should go through. Oh, why it's doing that? Okay, so to make a keyframe, you just select your it's called a controller, and you click I, and then you just use everything: location, rotation, and scale. And if we go, why is it not working here? It should be working. Oh, it did. It does work. It's just messing with me. What is going on? 1 second. It didn't do this 2 minutes ago. Because it shouldn't come up with this menu, actually. That's annoying. Okay. Let me try again. I'll move it. I'll click I, and it says say the location. Okay, now it works. Don't know why it didn't work. So I'll go to frame 1. I'll click I, location, and I will have a keyframe. If I then move to, let's say, number 4, I move it a bit down, and I click I, location. You then see it is now animated. I don't want to do that, of course. So what I would suggest you guys do is that you set it to automatically keyframe, because it is a pain to have done a lot of animation and then you forgot to make a keyframe, this little thing, and then your animation is not stored and you just waste your time. So this little dot here, auto keying, click on this, and then if I move it, it will then make keys. So in order to make new keyframes, you have to move your timeline here. You have to slide this to, let's say, the frame 10, move, left click, and then it makes new keys. Okay, so if you just here and you move it around, you're just making new keys the same spot and time, which doesn't help you anyway. So I move this slightly in front of the feet. Now, let me get my reference. I need the leg that's closest to me. That is this blue thing here. I need to move this forward. And I want to make sure I don't push it below ground. So I just click G and then I click Y. And so I know it is in front. But in this pose, it's actually lifted a tiny bit. So I could move it a bit if I wanted to. But at least it is rotated. So I click R to rotate. And then I move it slightly above ground. And I want it to not have a straight leg. Because if it's straight like this, you can see it's essentially a bendy bone here. I don't want that, because then it's gonna be like snappy when he starts walking. I want it to have like a soft land. So right here is the perfect spot. So slightly in front. You can see there's also slightly in front. It's straight here, but we want it to be almost straight, not exactly straight. And maybe this was rotated a bit too much, so put this down. The behind leg is mostly straight. And you can see on the toes, that is the next thing we're going to be looking at. Because we've moved, again I click this flat thing here. If you look above, it's a thing around. Click free. Move back, but he's on his toes. And if I just rotate, you can see he's not going on his toes. So luckily we have this very, very cool controller. Here it's called in step. In Maya we call it a ball roll, because you're rolling on the ball of your foot. So if you just click R to rotate, you can see that he's rolling on his ball. And it's, in my reference, it's like almost 45 degrees at this angle. So I'll go up here. And this is super awkward pose, so I can actually move my foot even further back. And I'll give you guys a second to catch up here. This looks a lot like my reference. So, again, to recap, I took this controller right here, the torso, I moved it slightly in front. Then I took this foot controller here and moved it slightly forward and slightly up. And I rotated it so it's ready to catch the ground. Then I took the behind foot, moved it backwards, moved up the heel, and then I could actually move it further back. So I have a slight bend in my knees. And if you haven't put auto keying on, make sure that you click on each, and you click I, and you click apply location and rotation. And make sure you have a keyframe here in the timeline. It's looking like this. All right. Hope you guys are with me so far. If anyone is getting lost or it's going too fast, let me know. Spend the time writing in the chat so I can go back and explain it again. Because this is kind of tricky. Again, the reason why I want it to be in the side view is if I rotate, I can rotate sideways too, and this is not what we want. He's breaking his ankle here. That's super horrible. So, okay. Great. This is the first pose. Good job, guys. We can actually make it a bit better if we want to. It didn't create a keyframe for me. It's supposed to show up when I press I. Yeah, so when you click I, it should either just make a keyframe or it should come up with the menu. Both are fine. If it just creates a keyframe, you are lucky. That's better, actually. And you should have something like this going on. And make sure your mouse is in the viewport. So if it's here, it's going to be different. So click on your controller and click I, and then location and rotation. Hope that helps, Elena. When you click free, the figure disappears. Okay, if you click free and disappears, click the comma on your numpad, and it should move back to whatever you have selected. Because it might be that you're out here and you can't see it. So just click, just zoom out and move in with the shift and middle mouse. Like this, right? Hope that helps again. click 3, and find again. Just select something and zoom in on it, on the comma key on your numpad. Alright, hope that helps, guys. Doesn't create keyframe for me either. No menu shop either. Okay, so let's try something else. If you go and click on the animation editor here, so instead of default, click animation and check if you have a keyframe now. Just something out here at least. You should have. And again, before you can see the keyframe, you have to make sure that you actually click the controller that you're working with. So if I click this, you can see I have a keyframe here. If I click this one, I have nothing because I didn't create a keyframe for it. I need to click again. So you should have this thing going on if you have selected it. You see? Does that help, guys? Because I had that problem with this as well. That was super weird. Yes, to me it's invisible in animation. It's visible. Okay. Then it's something with this viewport. So, oh, I know why. Aha. So go here and click on graph editor. Yeah, that's why. Sorry. Graph editor. It's because this is set to drivers, I think, which we have none of. So this little icon here, just under the default, and click graph editor, and it should work. Was that the problem, Elena? Perfect. Great. That's actually I couldn't find it myself, but that's why. We have a lot of different options here, and we want to be in the graph editor. Cool. Glad you guys are up to speed. Now we're ready for the second pose, which is a down pose. So what I want to do first is I want to move our character a bit down. Oh, wait, I forgot one more thing. Go back to frame 1. Make sure you're in frame 1 here. We want to tilt our character a bit forward because he or she is leaning forward. So I will rotate a bit while I am on 3. And you can actually rotate the hips a bit as well. So I'm also going to do that. I'm going to do that later, actually. So just make sure your character is tilted a bit forward. Just slightly. Cool. Now we want to do the down pose. So let's move to frame 4. Doesn't let you insert frames. So you are in default. You have clicked here and selected graph editor. And you have selected the correct frame and controller to nerve. And then you've clicked I. And then select location rotation. And it still doesn't insert frames. Or keyframes. Because that should be the go-to. Go over that section again. Like, make sure you do everything in correct order. Make sure you're actually on a frame. Make sure you've selected something. And make sure you can see it in the graph editor. I'm just going to showcase it several times again. So I'm going to frame 4. I'm clicking G to move. And Z to move it straight down. Because this is a down pose. And we can see here in the reference that is moving a bit down. And I'm in frame 4. I'm actually just following this. Next up, the foot. The foot close to us will be flat. So we can, this is why we're going to use this up here. If you don't have it, click N and go to item. The rotate, we want to set that to 0. And again, click I and make sure you have this auto keying on, because then automatically creates my key here. Then I don't want it to be lifted off the ground. He is stepping down. Bang. So my y-axis should be 0. You can try and eyeball it, like get close, but it doesn't make sense if you can actually set it to perfect 0. So now you should have this. And it looks like the foot is sliding slightly backwards. Like this. But I don't want to do that yet, because if I add too many keyframes, my animation is going to be stiff and very robotic and rigid. So the fewer keyframes you make, the better. At the start, of course, and then you're going to have a lot. So I'm actually happy with this for now. The second foot is being lifted off the ground, and it is no longer tilted like this. So I will rotate. I'll actually set this to 0. And I will rotate my foot and move it up. So going back, and you want to see where it is. And it's actually lifting a bit backwards, so I like that. Oh. Like this. Bent leg. It's moving up. Maybe actually a bit more. Like this. Oh, and I want to make sure that it doesn't, you can see it's going through the floor here. That is not good. We don't want that. So I'll lift it up a bit more. That's better. Okay. He's down. Legs up. I think that's okay for now, actually. Next up, we have what's called the passing pose. So we will end up with a straight leg that's slightly behind. That's going to be this leg. So I will move this till it is slightly behind. And then I will have to move with this, the torso. I will have to move that up until it is almost straight. So right there. Oh! Not yet, of course. I almost fucked it up. I want to move to frame 7 before I do any of these things. Good, I figured it out. Because if I do it at frame 5, it's going to look super bad. So I want to move a couple frames. Then I'm going to redo what I just did. I'll take the foot, G and Y, move it back to here, behind the leg, or the thigh. Take the torso and move it up with G and Y to almost straight. And the other leg, I want that to be slightly, almost vertical. So G and Y. And there we go. Doesn't matter that it's looking weird for now. Now, that's actually all. That's all you see. So it's pretty simple. Now move on to frame 10. This back leg here is being straightened even more, and we're moving up on our tippy toes, and it's moving behind us. So let's first go up to our tippy toes. So I will take this heel thing on the leg closest to me, move it up a bit, because if I don't, it's just gonna straighten a lot. I don't want that yet. Then I can see that he's going a slightly bit more up, so I'll just do that as well. I'll click the torso ever so slightly up, and then I take my leg and move it backwards. I think here, and then I'll move the heel a bit more. Again, remember, we don't want it to be perfectly straight. Then we will be snapping. You'll see it later if you have done this wrong. Our front leg is moving even more forward, so I'll just find it here. G and Y. How much forward? Slightly. And it's also rotating a bit. So now, oh, we have an issue here. This is good. Well, it's not good, but it's good I can show you. Because I didn't keyframe this guy here in the start. I only keyframed it when I was using it. That causes problems, because now it has remembered, oh, you said I was supposed to do this. So now it's bent way too early. So what you want to do is you want to go to this frame, reset it, And now it has made a keyframe in the correct place. That's no big deal. If you've made a diamond, you screw up the keyframes, you just figure out where do I screw them up, or I screw them up on this guy. You can always just, if you can't see the keyframes, it's too big or small, click normalize, you can see them again. You can always just delete them. Boom. And reset these things up here. Let's say I delete this one. And I want it to be 0, I just do this. And I reset it. So you can always just delete and start over. It's better than trying to make it work if it's very, very bad. All right. So now it's working. Great. The last pose we need, frame 13, is the last contact pose. So I'm gonna cheat a bit here, because if I try to eyeball it, it's never gonna work. I wanna see how high my torso was at the first frame. I'm gonna copy that. That is this number. And then at frame 13, I'm gonna insert the same number. So these two are identical, because these are supposed to be identical. Okay, hope that makes sense. If they're not identical, it's not gonna be a perfect walk cycle. And maybe if it's a guy with a longer, one leg longer than the other, you wanna have it different. But in our case, we want it perfectly symmetrical. Then actually we want to cheat again, because this front leg here, we want the red leg to be exactly the same distance as it was. So frame 1, I go to my front leg, I take my Y, and I copy it, go to frame 13, click on my red foot, go to Y, and I insert it. So Control C, Control V. Then I go to frame 1 again. I take my C information, go to frame 13, insert my C information. Frame 1, I take my rotate information. Frame 13, I take my other foot and insert the rotate information. So now, if you look at this foot, it is exactly identical. It's just the opposite foot. And that's what we want. We want them to go exactly the same. Eline, mine is moonwalking. That is perfect. You wanted to moonwalk, basically. A moonwalk without moving. If you look at mine now, see, he's moving in place. So if you got something like this, that is perfect. That's what we want. So I'm gonna redo what I just did. I want this foot to I want this foot to copy this foot. And you see they're not identical at the moment. So I'll go to frame 1. I'll steal this guy's C set information. I'll click on the other foot, go to frame 13 and insert it. Now I want to steal this guy's heel information. No, sorry, rotate information, of course. So I click on this. I click on, no, it is heel information. Sorry, I messed it up. So the red one's heel information on frame 1. Control C, go to frame 13, click on this heel and Control V. All right. So now it is identical on both sides. Great. So now we are actually halfway there. The next step is just, again, doing the same duplicate. It can sometimes be a bit tricky, not gonna lie. So what you want to do is, if it works, of course, I select my blue foot here and I select all of my keyframes. Make sure you get them all and I Control C. Go to frame 13, select your other foot and Control V, and hopefully it mimics it. It does, great. 13. Great. 12. So this should actually be the same as this, and then I just need to take this. Perfect. Okay, so what I just did was I stole this guy's movement, all of it, and I duplicate it over to this guy from frame 13 onwards, because then it will do exactly the same as the opposite foot did before. So we know it's symmetrical. So next up, I want to take the back guy here. And I want to copy frame 1 to 13. And Control C. I want to click the blue one, go to frame 13. I want to make sure I have a keyframe on everything. So I click I, and then I Control V. Oh, and that messed it up. Yes, so there's something here that I need to do differently. Let me just double check in. I have frame 13 here. So I'll try again. I'm at frame 1. I click on all the keyframes until frame 13. Oh, I did it on this foot. So it's the opposite I need. Okay. Click on this foot. 1 to 13. Control C. Click on the other foot. Go to frame 13. And I insert it. And it is, I think it is working. Yes, great. Last thing I need is to take the angle here and copy this over frame 1. So at frame 13, I click the other angle, heel angle. Let me just make sure I do it right. So frame 1, frame 13. I need to make a keyframe at frame 13. Otherwise not gonna work. So now if I click this and this, what is it doing? No mind, I'll just cheat it. I'll just do it manually. So frame 1 on the wet one, it is at 41. So frame 13, it should be this. And at frame 13, it should be 16.35. So that means at 25, it should be the same. Or it should actually be 0 here. Oh yeah, this is a bit tricky. I'm actually getting a bit confused. I think I'm confusing myself. Okay, so at frame 4, that's the one I'm going for. It should be at 0. So that means frame 13 is right. Frame 16 is here. Okay, that's better. And now we're missing this one. Because this is not supposed to be on his tippy toes all the way here. He's supposed to be barefooted until here. And then here he should be 0. Okay, I'll explain in a second, guys. One second, I just need to make sure I know it myself what I'm doing. Okay, yes. So what was confusing me is that I tried to just duplicate it, but this heel thing here is not doing anything for this whole period here, so it's hard to duplicate it. So just make sure that everything you do on frame 1 to 3 on one side is the same you do on frame 13 to 16 on the other side. And again, on that side, you also want to mimic the other way. So frame 7 to 13, you also want to have that going. So actually this is frame 7 to 10, which should be 20 to 23. Okay. 13 to 22 should be the same here as well. So you don't have to, if it doesn't work with Control C, Control V, just check, okay, what is its rotation here? And you just Control C and you Control V it on the other side. And you should have something that looks pretty good. Last thing I need for this is my torso, because that is obviously not moving very well right now. So let me see if I can isolate this. So I just want to keep doing the same movements. So frame 13 was correct. Frame 4, Control C, go to frame 16, Control V, frame 7, Control C, and frame 20, Control V, frame 10, last one, Control C. Wait, am I lying here? I'm lying. 16, then it should be 19, I'm sorry. So 7 to 19. And then 10 to 22. That's how we go. So it's just math, I guess. I just trying to match them accordingly to what their counterpart is later in the cycle. And 1 and 25 should of course be exactly the same, because it should end and start at exactly the same place. So I will end my cycle here, not at frame 25, but at frame 24. Because otherwise it's gonna have a lag for a frame, and we don't want that. So I want it to be perfectly cycling through. So let me just see what I got here. And we got a walk cycle. You see the snapping here a tiny bit. You see here, the leg is snapping ever so slightly, which is giving this like, it's like doing a little crack. It doesn't look very healthy for your knees. So we need to move the legs slightly backwards at that point in time. And it looks like it's the first frame actually. And frame 13. So that should be an easy fix. I just take my set location and let's go 0.23 just. Control C, and then frame 13 I duplicate it over to the other side. And let's see if it fixed it. That should be actually enough. Almost. It's still doing it slightly. It's also doing it on the back leg. You can see that here. It's snapping here. So let's have the end part here of the foot to be minus 17. And then on frame 1 on the opposite leg, it's the same. Notice they're the same all the time. Problem again. See? That's better. It's still doing it slightly. But now my dude is moonwalking. Let's go. It's looking very stiff up here, but that's the next thing I want to show you guys. He's also moving a bit too high. So at this pose, at pose 10 and number 22, I want him to be slightly lower. So I'll set it to that's the set here. I'll set it to 0.5, I think. No, not this one. I set it to 0.3 and the same at 22. Just like this. Might still need some more. Maybe I'll just set it to 0 actually. 22 and 22 and 10. There you go. Oh, it's still doing it. You can see it very clearly now. Look at the leg here. It's doing this little wiggle thing. That is not nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat. Because if I just lift the heel a tiny bit sooner, it's not gonna do it. And that's the frame 7, that means at frame 19 I have to do the same on the other side. So I will steal the X rotation, go to frame 19, and take the other foot here and do the same. And now it shouldn't snap. Oh, it's only the front leg, it's still doing it. But it more looks like he's throwing his leg forward. Yeah, it's not that bad actually. It just looks like he has to set it down really fast. I can live with that. Okay. Hope you guys have something like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just, you know, a cycling leg that is going over and over. So again, do one cycle of both legs from 1 to frame 13 or whatever you want to do, and then make sure you copy from frame 1 to 13, 4 to 16 on the opposite legs, and also on this torso up here. Okay, so you know it bounces exactly the same way. All right, let's take some water. Okay, next up, we want to make this a little bit stiff. Less stiff, of course, not more stiff. So we're gonna use the hips. And it's a bit hard to see in this example here, but when you walk, the hips move. So they're gonna go like this, back and forth. And let's just start moving them back and forth, and then if you want to move them sideways as well, we're going to do that later. So, at frame 1, I want to... Was it frame 1? Frame 1, the contact pose, I want to have it most forward. So I'm going to click R to rotate, and Z to move it a bit forward. And I think I want to rotate... No, I'm going to start with that. So forward on frame 1, and then on frame 13, I want it to be exactly the opposite. So I can't just... I can't just copy it, because I want it to be exactly what it is not here. So let me set this to 0. 0. Let's say -6. That means that at 13 we want +6, and you can see it turns the other way. So this should give something like this. And at frame 25 we want -6 again. So now it should be perfectly moving back and forth. That's not too shabby. Again, you can probably fine tune a bit more, but I like this for now. The next thing I want to do is at this contact pose right here from 7 is where it is probably lifted up the most, like this. So I'm going to click G and Y. Oh, not G, R and Y. Move it up at 7. That means at 19, I want to have it the opposite. So let's see, it's from, so it's 4, 5. I think I'm just gonna copy these over. Actually, it's gonna be easier, just so I'm sure everything is the same. So I'm gonna do this and say minus frame 7. I'm gonna take this frame 19. I'm gonna put in this. I'm gonna take this Y and okay, so now he's moving a lot more at the hips. You can see this from the side. Right? And because actually that I moved his hips forward, you could actually put his feet back where they were. I didn't think of that. So let's do 24.5. You don't have to match my numbers. It can be whatever matches what you have made. It's just to get something. So now, was that too much? Oh, that was too much. 24. And the other leg, 24. Let's go. Okay. Now he looks a lot more sassy, right? And you see something here is not exactly right. I think I'm missing some keyframes. So from frame 1, Control C, I want to have it exactly the same at frame 25, sorry. 1 and 25, that's better. And this is not exactly how it's moving, they're a bit more... It's moving a bit fast, I would say. But I like this for now. Probably want to have him... he's snapping a bit in general, so I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna take everything here and move it down. So in general he's just gonna be lower. That's nice. It's better. And then if I want, then when he's doing the passing pose, he could be higher, but I think this is actually fine. So that's actually almost what we want. The second last thing I would do is when you move forward, you lean forward a bit, and when you stand up, you lean back a bit. So to explain that even better, I would just here I would rotate around this x-axis a tiny bit. So it's going upwards. Same at 19, I would do the same. Rotate a bit up. Again, you can always do too much actually, but let's just try and see how this looks. I'll just copy all the numbers over again to be sure that it's the same. So again, I'm just copying 12 frames forward. It's really rinse and repeat at this point. And then I'm gonna take the first 3. This is not the same. I'm gonna take rotation here. Set it the same here. That could be another thing why it looks a bit weird. If you don't have exactly the same keyframes. Oh, it's not 0. Oh, I messed it up. Oh, and you can see I have something here that's not the same. So these legs are not exactly the same. So I need to make sure that where the particular problem is. Oh, I've scaled it for some reason. And this guy here needs to be 0. There we go. Perfectly. Symmetrical. And there we go. It looks a lot smoother. So this is the basic walk cycle. It could be a lot cleaner, and with a bit of rig, I would probably not be looking at these sharp knees. But I think we should have a bit of fun. I want to make him a bit wobbly up here. And we can do that by pulling him out. And I think you guys should play around with that however you want. But you could, you can also use this. That could be funny. So when he's moving up, let's say he is here. I keyframe this. I click on this little thing here. Click I, location, rotation. He's going down. I move him down a bit. At 10, I move him up a bit. At 13, he should be the same as 1. So he should be 0. And I start over, rinse and repeat. Let's take this. 16. Let's go 10 and 22. And this 22. 10 set. 22 and frame 1 and frame 25, of course, the same. So now I play him. He's bouncing a lot more. That's looking very funny. If we want to take it a step further to add some even more secondary animation, I will then keyframe this guy. Should I check all of them? I think I want to select them all at the same time. So just shift select. So I'm going to keyframe all of them at frame 1. Click I, location, rotation. And then I want to delay this a bit. I don't want it to be exactly the same time as the other keyframes. I want it to be a secondary motion. So I'm going to give this like 2 keyframes extra. G and Z, move them down a bit. Gonna give the top a bit extra. Then when he's up at the top, +2. I want to make him go up a bit. So G and Z. Oh, and this G and Z. Like this. And then the frame 4. Frame 6. 2. So that's gonna be frame 16. 18, we want the same as 6. I'm just gonna, again, copy these over. Maybe I can just do this, actually. Yeah, I can just copy them like this. Then I'm gonna take all these. These have exactly the same transforms, or they should. I'm gonna take frame 6, copy them to 18. Great. And again, frame 1, frame 25 are the same. And let's try and look. So this is, yeah, that's a jiggly guy. This is looking super funny. Great, and we have actually a very, very lively ball with legs. Kind of digging it. Looks like he's bouncing a bit extra down here, but he's doing the same here. Frame 6. He's going down. He's also going down here. Looks the same. Oh, from 12 he needs to be a bit higher up here. So that's 6 frames after this. Yeah, that makes sense. So this should actually be frame 0, and then I should delete this one. This should be. So because I've offset it a bit, I actually want to reset my first frame so it looks even more like it's natural. I don't know if this actually helped. It's actually 5. No, wait, this should not be 18. This should be. Should it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this should be. This should be. Oh, this matches. Okay, this matches. Okay. Now I just need to check these, that these are the same. Because this is also offset, so this should be frame 24 and frame 0. I'm gonna delete this one. Delete this one. Yeah, that's better. Now it's more symmetrical. Okay, guys, I hope you play around with it. The more you do it, the more fun it is, actually. The last thing we can do to make it a bit more realistic is to make the feet. When you walk, you don't walk with your feet out to the sides. You actually have them further in. So I'm gonna click G and X to move this in a bit. And then I want to look at the x-axis because I have a lot of keyframes going on right now, and I don't want them to be affected. So I'm gonna go click on this little thing here, and the X location. I want to hide. Can I focus on it actually? No, I can't. Okay. Because what you can do is you can turn off everyone else, and then you can just delete these and then make keyframes for that. So when he's in the middle here doing the passing pose, he should actually move in a bit more. And then around frame 16. He can move back out to this. Frame 19, maybe a tiny bit more. And then frame 25, he's back to normal. Okay, and now I just want to copy this over to this guy. So I can shift select my 2 feet, and that actually makes so I can see everything at the same time. So I want to delete my X things on my other foot, and then I want to Control C, Control V. Oh. Do this. Oh, it doesn't even have a keyframe. Why? All channels. There we go. Now it's back. So this one. I want this to be exactly the same as this is. Oh, exactly the opposite of what this is. So I will go plus. Oh. And this is moving in. I want it to be plus here. Yeah, there we go. Great. So whatever this has, I want this to be the opposite. So 7 here. I control. Uh-oh, is it? Oh, guys, remember to save. I forgot about that. Control S. Make sure you save, otherwise you might crash and burn. Control C. 19. Enter. And then I want to do the opposite. So it's all the way in here. And I might be doing this too much. Oh, actually not. I'm missing one more thing. So this is right. This is right. Just want to make sure all the keyframes are the same. And 16 to 25 should be the same as 1 to this. Just the opposite, of course. So minus means plus. Minus means plus. It looks a lot better. And this is actually correct enough. It's just a bit too much, maybe. Spit it out. Okay, so the thing that makes this look super unnatural right now is the fact that the upper body is not moving with it, because we also move our bodies to the side. So this is gonna be the X location. I'm gonna hide everything else for now. Gonna delete all my X's. So when he is in the passing pose, I want him to be moving a bit to the side. And when he's at this passing pose, I want it to be exactly the opposite. So I'm gonna say instead of minus, I'm going plus. Oh, of course, it's gonna be the opposite, isn't it? Yeah, these two needs to be opposite. That's what is going on. There we go, and so of course you're moving towards the leg. So I moved the legs too much in. I should move our body a bit more instead, but I hope the picture makes sense at least. Because it's still the same idea. 7 to 22. And because then you're moving over your leg, right? There we go. Great. So you're bouncing from one side to another. And if you really want to go crazy, you can also tilt the upper body. But I think we're getting there now. Let me just hide these. Let's see what we got. This is looking pretty good. I dislike the snappy knee. I can see that it's actually irritating my eye. It is because it is too straight. I will move it back a bit. Let's do 0.22. I'd rather than bend his legs too much than snapping. Same here. Let's see if that's better. It is a bit better. It's not fixing it. It is better. Okay. Great. There we have a walk cycle, guys. Actually, I think it looks pretty cool at this moment. Very bouncy. See, it has a lot of character. So the only thing you would need to do to make this thing move, if you wanted to do that, is say, okay, this frame, he's here. A keyframe, everything. At frame 25, he is here. So, you see, moving a bit fast, of course. Can move it a bit less. See that? And then you would just keep going. And loop it forever. Basically. Just gonna redo that. Cool. I hope everybody has like got something. It doesn't matter if it looks as good or better. That's even better if you do. But take a screen recording. You can go into just if you don't know how, you can screen recorder online. Just take whatever, the first one maybe. Start recorder. I am going to allow. And I will choose my ball legs window. I will set it to play. Can I go full screen actually? View 3D view full. Play. And I will record it in my little walking machine. So you guys do the same. And as always, go to the Discord channel on under 3D Bootcamp and upload your little walking animation. Or whatever you made. It can be anything really. He could be like dancing, he could be jumping, he could do a lot of things. But throw it in there, and I will look at it with you guys. And if you want any feedback, I'll be happy to help. Let me see if I can upload this. I think it works. There we go. So upload animations. I would love to give you guys feedback or see what you figured out. Or if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. If something was extra difficult or something. Because animation is a lot of tweaking and trying it out, so you won't get it right the first time. And the whole duplicating and copy and paste can be very messy sometimes. But as long as you got something, it's what matters, and then you get better, of course. So jiggly. You can also check how it looks in render view, maybe. Add a light. Now he's yeah, now it's a bit more laggy because it's rendering. Alright guys, that's actually all I had for today. I hope you learned a bit about animating and how hard it actually is, but still that, okay, you can get something pretty satisfying pretty fast. You just need to figure out the right things to click on. Of course, I helped guide you which controllers you should be using. You can also use these to control the knees. You know, there's a lot of things you can do. All these ones. But yeah, that's all I have, actually. So even if you don't post anything right now, just you can put it up later if you want to fiddle with it a bit more, or you want to, you know, try something else. You know, there's a lot of, you can download all of the rigs that are here. Where did I find it? Where was it? In here. Download, if it was too easy, download a full rig and use the arms too. Too hard, just play around with a bouncing ball. Everything is cool enough. Oh, you stopped midway, Ren. That's okay. It can be very challenging, but I would say try it again, upload it. I'll be happy to take a look at it for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. We'll try again next time. It'll only be easier the more you do it. That's also why I wanna practice it. So enjoy the rest of the evening, and I'll see you next Wednesday for modeling. We're gonna start over with the rhythm, and we're gonna find something cool to model. Yes, it will be on the YouTube. Like when I close it in a second, you can just rewatch it as many times as you want, and you can skip back and forth to certain parts. So yes, it will be recorded on YouTube. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you next time for modeling.